I'm James View.
And I'm Bob View, and together we're bandbforge. Welcome back to the shop. Well, Alex over at Valhalla Ironworks has done it again. He's gone to lay that up. Not really a challenge, but just posed a question to the community to be answered in video form of who got us where we are today as in smithies. Kind of a thank you to who inspired us to get out into the shops and do what we do. So, who inspires me? Well, in the smithing world, when I started, I actually got lucky enough that one of the guys that I worked, well, one of my customers, actually did blacksmithing. He was the one that gave me my first taste into doing it. Then I got into the world of watching YouTube because, well, let's face it, I don't read a lot. I have dyslexia, makes it hard. I am classified as a mechanical learner. I can read crap all day long and it doesn't retain. Put it in my hands and I figure it out. I'm an audible visual learner. So I went to YouTube and kind of bebopped through the world and found this annoying little kid from the UK. He's probably one that most of us all started watching, but that's Alex Steele. Alex Steele, now I'm going to put this disclaimer. Alex Steele, Barker Street, is who inspired me to kind of really want to go. He was infectious back then. He was doing some cool stuff, making hammers, making the tools. It was kind of neat. Also, some of the first live streams I actually sat in and watched. From there, I kind of moved on to this cool old dude who lives in Washington. And that's Tim with Big Dog Forge. Now, to this day, I still think Tim is probably right there on the top for me, regardless. One thing I like about Tim is he's not scared to fail, and he's not afraid to show you his failures. That in the man's mind just is, he's a genius. The way he comes up with workaround ideas, and I guess I have a lot of that in me, and that's what draws me a lot to him. You know, he doesn't let small things get in his way. If he's got an idea, he's going to figure out how to make it work, even if it shouldn't. And if it doesn't, then he'll show you it doesn't. So Tim is probably one of my bigger ones. From there, I ran and came across Roy and John Switzer. Both very good educational people for a lot of the beginner basic stuff. Then I found this crazy redhead from North Carolina who showed me that, yeah, you can make a hammer. And basically by doing it by himself, since everybody else kept saying you had to have two people to make hammers, and then he did it, and I'm the type of guy that goes, well, if he can do it, I can do it. First thing you can do is screw it up. So, Ting Ting, James Davis down at County Forge was the one who kind of got me going in the direction of hammers. Without him, I would have never tried to do my first hammer. I ended up, well, it's around here somewhere. It hides in the deep, dark corners because it's ugly. Your first hammer is what it is. I will never sell it because it's my first one. It is a functional hammer. It is not a pretty hammer. It is, but it is my first. You know, from there I made 5 my first go round. After that, that went to friends. Ting Ting, Hans Groft over at Caneline Forge, or Charming Hollow Forge, Sully at Shamrock. Then it went to John Coffey and Alan Beasley at Curiosity Forge. They all got some of my first hammers to work to see if they would go. What did I need to do? Now, after getting input back from everybody, I made adjustments a lot in the design. I think my designs from where I was to where I'm going with them, I think is a more aesthetically pleasing hammer. It's still the same functioning hammer, but without Ting Ting's video showing me that you can do it, I wouldn't have been in the hammer world. So, I mean, who kind of gets us there? It's kind of a interesting point to look at it, but we all got drawn in probably by one of the big name guys. So, I mean, that's going to pretty much be Roy Tim, John Switzer, Rory May. Sorry, it's hot. Somebody of that end, Brian Brazil type guys are the ones that probably got you in. Now, unlike most of y'all, as I said, I didn't read much. So I didn't know, and I still don't know a lot of these guys and what they are. I mean, I know some of them. I know who Brian Brazil is. I know who Clay Spencer is. I'm starting to get into some Mark Asbury stuff. But there's a lot of good smiths that I've never heard of, and it's not because they're not known. It's because my entrance into blacksmithing has been purely on YouTube, as well as, just doing it. So I haven't dove into the realm of learning people's stuff. I may have seen some of their works when I Google ideas for projects, but I don't know who they are. So I am probably unique into that one, at least I think I am. I may not be as unique to that as I thought I would be, but so the main ones that got me into it are going to be Tim, Alex Steele, Roy, and John Switzer, and Ting Ting. Ting Ting probably having the most direct influence, as I have spent more time actually at an anvil with that man. And he's the one that's kind of got me into what I've learned to love, which is hammers. I never thought that's where I would be. I figured by this point, from when I started, knives. I thought knives were going to be it. And I've made 3. One spike, y'all who've been here since the beginning, you can go back if you haven't, is the little buoy and the chopper. Now, I have been trying to finish the chopper. It's around here somewhere. I've been grinding on it slowly. Hand sanding, not my thing. So that's why I said when I found hammers, I kind of found what I liked. Now I have found a new to me, Niels Ogren, and I hope I'm saying that right, is a Swedish, I think it's Swedish, I hope that's right, Swedish axe maker. Does some very cool stuff, axes and knives. I'm really digging his axes. I've got a new anchoring for axes, and guys like Niels and Hoffman are kind of getting a lot more of my attention right now because, I don't know, I've got a bug on axes. So that's just the funny part of it. Who got you to this point may not be the person that's going to get you to the next point. You got to remember, Just because you start out under somebody doesn't mean that somebody else isn't, that's not going to come along whose work's going to influence you to go a different route. So, always be willing to check out somebody else's work. Always be willing to give somebody new a chance, because you never know who's going to inspire you. You might find out the guy who's going to inspire you could actually be somebody who's newer than you. So just because they're new, don't write them off. And just because they've been doing it for 30 years doesn't automatically mean that that's somebody you've got to follow. That may not be the path you want to take. But just remember, every time you learn something from somebody, it's going to make you better than where you were before you learned it. So, take time, find somebody local. If you're lucky enough to have some of these bigger name guys that are local to maybe guilds, go. I will tell you to go in a heartbeat, go, because you will learn so much more being face to face at the anvil than you will through a video or a book. You'll see how they swing the hammer versus how it's shown. So, always be willing to learn from somebody. And who knows, maybe one day somebody will be saying that this goofy old bastard is what inspired them. That'd be scary. That's very scary. But like, comment, subscribe. Go check out Alex at Valhalla Ironworks. And usual links will be in the description. So for bandbforge, I'll catch y'all on the next one.